Retard.
So welcome back. I've just seen the jetway there. I'm like, what is it doing? Right. That's a slight fail, but there we have it. So we are in Manila, Ninoy Aquino. I have actually been here in real life in a 747 many times. I would say I've been here about 10 times. And I actually had my absolute worst experience with nature here with a earthquake of 6.9 on the Richter scale. I can tell you that was a extremely scary experience. And you can see right now we've got a lot more cloud layer, and we've got some rain in the distance. And I have to say, is it me? Is it just me? Am I imagining it, or are these clouds looking nicer now? They're not so cauliflower clouds anymore. They're a lot better smoothed out. So that looks actually really nice. Yeah, they look scary, right? I mean, yeah, more detail, right? Not so, but not exaggerated anymore. But kind of nice. So it kind of differentiates. So if I saw these clouds, I would say no issues. If I saw those clouds in real life, I would say, well, that will be very bumpy in here. Yeah, so apparently they've got a high stratus clouds as well now. So maybe, you know, several cloud layers. Yeah, that looks nice. Right, we are, as I said, in Manila right now. No, I don't want that. Hang on, where's my camera? There we go. So camera. So this is one of the things I love about Microsoft. So you go to a different country, different part of the world, and yeah, the houses, the character of the city changes, and that's really nice. Nice to see this, and it's a nice airport as well. Lol, is that a Lufti? That is funny. Yeah, so that's an A380 Lufthansa, and they actually do maintenance here. Oh, they did. They're not anymore, but they did do maintenance right there. That's interesting to see. Yeah, so Harry Snapmatic. So Harry, I had a bit of turbulence going into Valencia, and I have to say it felt a little bit more alive. So hey Runa, welcome back, and Timo, hey. And this is something I've not seen in any other flight sim yet. See the clouds moving? That dynamic rainfall, that is just brilliant. That is something that gets me excited, because the way the clouds move, so if it continues moving this way, you know it's going to start raining in the sim in a couple of minutes. That is just such a cool feature. Yeah, Timo, so you noticed that as well? Okay. Yeah. So I'm not just imagining things then. Alrighty. Right, forgive me with the with the jetway. I don't know what's happening there. So currently boarding. It's quick boarding. So quick preparation. So here we go. A flight time, as I mentioned, is about 1 hour 33 minutes. So quite nice. We're going to have some chats, and we're going to fail both MCDUs in flight. And I'll show you how to fly the aircraft the old way. So let's do flight init. Harry, I haven't. The thing is, on our flight from Lisbon to Valencia, we didn't have any turbulence or well, we didn't have larger clouds, so I can't really say anything about that. Hey, okay, Voyager. Yeah, the MCDUs. I mean, it's interesting to see that you can fly an aircraft without these MCDUs. The alternate is the new airport, Hong Kong. We're flying to the Kai Tak airport, Windmill 711. Cost index. Now, let me just have a look at my EFB. I'm going to break it again at some point, I'm pretty sure. Because on every stream, I break the EFB here, and I don't know how I do it. I don't know how I do it. But there we have it. So, an hour 33, level 360. No, I'm here first. Excuse me. Right, let's see how long it takes him to realize he spawned in to the wrong position. Thank you. Much appreciated. So, what was I going to do? I was going to go and set the MCDU. So, let's do Cosnex 5, level 360. I just checked the FENIX app. There's no update out yet, unfortunately. So, 360 and the temperature minus 45 up there. So, a bit warmer than what we would have here. 26 degrees outside temperature, live weather is on. We are expecting around about 58.7 tons of zero fuel weight. And the block fuel today is about 7.1. Oh, that's already inserted, 7.1. Oh, not 7.1. Oh, hold on. Where's my first officer? Can't fly without my first officer. No. Wind uplink. Wind request. Alright, so 1.2 final reserve fuel. And the alternate fuel is anti-ice. What? Right, let's do the main cockpit preparations. The alternate fuel is only... Oh, it's 1.4 tons. So 1.4. I did put a bit extra fuel because of the well, the tendency or the fact that I can easily go around there in Kai Tak. Hey James, how you doing? No, it's that's not the update yet. I know a lot of people are eagerly awaiting the update, and our kind of expectation was correct, that we did expect them to wait until SU-10 hits, and that way now, yeah, they've been pretty much ready to release, but I guess today they have had some issues, I would just imagine. Short-term issues that came up. The weather, let's have a look. My flight weather right now here is 020 at 2. Where are we parked? Because runway 24 is filed for departure. So let's have a look at the ground charts. Airport, there we go. So we're parked there, 24 is the opposite runway. Alright, so we'll taxi out all the way down, 24 it is. 2 knots of wind, that's fine. So we'll take 24 Oliva 2 Bravo departure. There it is. So we are expected to fly straight ahead, 3,000 feet, turn right, and then go intercept the Manila radial outbound 327 to Water 6,000 and then Oliva. Transition is very high, 11,000 feet here. Okay, so that's fine. And so let's go initial climb then 6,000, shall we? 6,000, and just have a quick look at the weather again. So that's 2977. So they have no disregard 1008. Yeah, pretty much sea level. It is. Oops. $1008. That has synced up. Fantastic. That. And so init 8 page, init B page, all filled out. Flight plan. Let's put the departure runway 24. Oliva to Bravo departure. Insert. From there we got flight planned route all the way down to Norman, and Norman obviously then we've got the arrival, and we'll do the IGS 13 obviously, and the arrival should be Norman 13, and we'll do approach via, no via. Okay, so let's have a look at what the FMS shows us as an arrival route there. Oh, there we go. Lovely. Look at that. So Charlie Hotel all the way around, we know that, to the marker board, and then we go visually to do the landing there. Fantastic. That has all worked. I'm really happy with that. So there you go. RATNAV for departure. Mike India Alpha 14.4. We'll do secondary copy active. Romeo Papa Lima Lima for a quick return, and we'll do a landing ILS 24 with the option to go 06 as well. No via. That's fantastic. Cool. I'm pretty sure I have a chart for this here. Yeah, I do actually. So Manila, NADP 1. So 1580 and 3080. And then we've got engine acceleration 1600 standard. Now we're departing out of towards water, so there shouldn't be any big issues there. 241 to 25 miles. Brenold, if you go to Studio, so when you go to the NVIDIA website and you look for not the game ready driver, but the Studio, there you should have that, was it 517.40 or something like that? There you should find it. It's Studio, not game. So 241 degrees and 25 miles. So last thing to do is performance. Yes, apparently Athbiko it is, yeah. Yeah, so that's the one you're supposed to have. I have it installed. Before you get all excited, I have it installed, and for me, again, I didn't see any big differences. But I will say, maybe some of you will have an improvement regarding FPS. Do we have intersection data? I'd be very surprised if we actually do. No, so just full length. There you go. So full length, sync the load sheet. Well, actually, takeoff weight isn't that much, is it? So takeoff weight expected is 58.7. So that's 60. Let's do 66 tons, not 69. 66.0 packs on. Let's calculate. No, apparently not, Brennell. No, that's what I picked up today. Oh, flaps 2 departure 68 and up 0.1. So 2 up 0.1. Was it 62? 62, and then 68, and then 143, 152. Right, is that correct now? 1.5. 1.3, 1.2, 1.55. 155. 11,000's correct. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. So that's pretty much set. Radar required. Config 2. Takeoff runway is 24. V2 is 155. V1 143. VR 152. Flex temperature is 68. Cruise again 36,000. Transition 11,000. Thrust reduction 1,000. There we go. Are you ready for the departure brief? Go ahead. So, departing runway 24. The Oliva to Bravo departure, climbing up to first altitude 6,000 feet. Departure sector is 4,200 feet. And then by Oliva, it's going to be 90 for the grid later on. Taxi out, hotspots. Check. So hotspots, crossing runway there. That's one hotspot. Apart from that, nothing major. Engine out straight ahead. Acceleration 1600. Cleanup. Engine secured. We'll climb 3,000 feet. Get radar vectors. Runway 24. If it's really, really urgent, we'll do a teardrop return. Runway 06 for landing. Wind is pretty much calm, so we can do that. Yes, I am using the FENIX performance calculator. AFIRM. Good. Yeah, we've got stop margin more than 300 meters, so again, it's not critical at all. Any questions? No questions. Cockpit preparation checklist. Oh, sorry. Yeah, cockpit preparation checklist. Still something missing. Oh, I guess signs, APU. Ah, that's why. I think we need to start the APU. How do I restart the after? Well, it's desynced, so let me just restart the app then. Right. Hey Ingo, good evening. How you doing? So let's start the APU. Oh, lovely A&A there. 737 looks beautiful. I'll have a close look at that. Nice. Hold on. Something's not correctly working. Where's my FS2 crew? I have switched it off, so let's do that again. Hawk Driver, what are you looking for regarding server?
Takeoff, runway.
No! Stop
Takeoff,
it!
runway, confirm.
Stop!
Approach path, clear of traffic.
Hang on.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff.
You've got to be kidding me! Stop it! Procedures. Cockpit preparation checklist. No, it's desynced. How can I set the checklist? Right, so I'm going to have to do the cockpit preparation checklist myself. Gear pins, covers removed, fuel quantity 7,100 kilograms. Seat belts on. ADIRS. nav. Barber ref QNH 1008 set. Checked. That's the cockpit preparation checklist completed. Before start checklist. Yeah, it's not doing it because it's out of sync. All right, then we got to do the rest ourselves here. Why Kai-Tak? That output doesn't exist, Danny, because Kai-Tak has a very interesting approach. That's why. Right, 4-start park brake is set. Takeoff speeds thrust. We've got V1 143, VR 152, V2 155. Windows closed. Closed. Beacon is on. And that's before start checklist completed. Right, so let's get pushback. No, Danny, all good. Don't worry about it. No, all good. No, I didn't take it as a criticism or anything like that. No, all good. Yeah, it's SU10. Yeah, real deal. Manila traffic, windmills 711 is pushing back at position number 9. Right, tow bar, or actually connected route, or release parking brake. Parking brake is released. Pushing back. Right, cleared for engine start. Starting engine 2. This way. Ooh! I matched some landing there as well. Nice. Nice. That's interesting. So I guess I'm going to push back a little bit further. The big go close though. That's a pretty good one. I would agree. Good engine start. Starting engine 1. That's A350 as well. Beautiful. Beautiful, as Mark would say. Right, it's close enough.
Welcome on board our flight today. This is the flight attendant. Direct your attention to the cabin crew for important safety information. There is an instruction card in your seatbelt to illustrate the safety restrictions on the aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, like the information signs and posted. Placards fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle. Tighten by pulling on the belt to release your seatbelt. Lift the metal flap on the buckle.
Light control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Hey Swiss Tony, how you doing? Full right. Neutral. After start. Checklist. Anti-eyes off. Ecam status checked. Trim is 28%. And rudder trim neutral. After start check is completed. Let's go. Clear left side, clear right side. Let's go.
Place the elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling on the end. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used as a braking.
Brake check.
Pull up and remove the cushion.
Pressure 0.
Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold onto the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin.
Yeah, the clouds. It's something we've been commenting on. The clouds definitely seem to have improved.
Thank you for your attention.
They do look nice. Manila traffic, windmill 711 is taxiing runway 24 in Manila. I have a feeling that this part over there is the new part, and I've kind of parked on the old part. The aircraft there. Beautiful, really nice. Yeah, that looks like a new terminal right there. Oh, actually, we did say flap 2, didn't we? Hey, Captain Jared, how you doing? And Button Fashion, hello. Steve. I bought it, I think, in Marketplace. I think in Marketplace it was cheaper than Sim Market, so that's why. Taxi checklist. Flight controls checked. Flap setting. Config 2. Radar applicable winch system. On inop. Engine mode selector. Normal. ECAM mode takeoff. No blue. That's the... Taxi checklist completed. Remember that we talked about that that rain shower? That has dissipated. So it has actually cleared up, which is really nice. And that's a feature which, once the weather radar really works, That's going to be really nice, really good. That dynamic kind of, you know, change in the weather, where you have to actively monitor the weather. Yeah, Kaitak, exactly. So hang on, let me just check that we're not going to cross anyone's path here. No, nobody there. Nobody there. All good. Yeah, so that's something to really look forward to. Nice dynamic weather. I am positively surprised. Hey Senshai, have you seen this scenery?
Welcome aboard the Captain Black
That
Box
looks
Twitch
actually
channel
nice.
subscriber experience. Could new subscribers
Hey
please
Ingo,
make their way to the first
sub
class
expired?
cabin,
I don't know,
where
but thank you so much,
complimentary
Ingo.
snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served.
Thank you so much, Ingo, for your resubscription here. 16 months. Thank you so much for your support. It is nice. It is nice. I have to admit. And again, it brings back memories. Gorgeous. Lovely A350s. Zebu Pacific. Ah, okay, well, I'm glad I've not installed it, Senshai, if it's heavy. Yes, Danny, so there is the SU10 out officially. What you want to do is restart the PC, maybe, and then go into your Microsoft Store app and look there for the Microsoft update, for the MSFS 2020 update. Restart the checklist.
Takeoff runway.
24 confirmed.
TCAS.
TARA.
Packs 1 and 2
On.
Lineup checklist completed.
Okay, there's nobody on final. Oh, nice. Where did you come from, or where did you fly from and to? Manila traffic, windmill 7, 1 taking runway 24, departing to the north in Manila. Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff.
Check.
Frankfurt, Vancouver, nice. Manflex 68 SAS, runway auto thrust blue.
Thrust set.
100 knots, checked.
B1. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Now, normally I fly a lot longer manual flight, but I want to see the scenery. Oh yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Thrust climb, SRS, climb blue, auto thrust. Sancho says it's been here in real life as well. Not the best airport, no, that's true. The food was really bad and it's quite dry, dirty overall every time, but the staff is very friendly. Yeah. Look at those clouds. First climb, climb up blue. Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
So what I'll do now, I'm going to try see if the weather radar actually works for some reason. But
Set.
I don't think so. Flaps 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
Timo says performance is better for him in DX11. Yeah, so all I can say from, you know, flying around a bit now is that the scenery, so the textures, they look nice. The clouds look better, and overall it is a lot smoother, yes. But FPS wise, I've not seen much improvements. Captain Live, hey, how you doing? Yes, so Gat, I did spend a good part of last week creating or talking or recording my voice sets there for FS2 Crew. Right, let's continue climb. Load of speed. Yes, it does. The clouds do look different. Right, we've got thrust climb up to 36,000. Is it really? So Captain Life, have you tried different server?
Manila traffic more 538 mark.
Okay, try to change servers as well. Okay. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so Tim, I'm always happy to get some feedback from other users because we all have different hardware setups. So, you know, there's going to be some different results with that latest update. So it's good to hear that there are people that are happy with the improvements. Absolutely. I'm just saying that for me personally, there's a couple of things I'm noticing. I'm noticing nicer cloud art. So that actually looks a lot better now. It seems like they've implemented more art. So there's different cloud art available now. A little bit of these lines though. And I'm using ultra settings for clouds, by the way. Oh, SimCs are nice. Okay, so you're using LOD 200 and you get the same performance with using LOD 100. Okay, interesting. Landing lights off. Seatbelts off.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel
Set
subscriber
standard.
experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where
Set
complimentary
standard.
drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Yeah. Clear RATNAV. Ed Force 5, thank you so much for 53 months. Ed Force 5, how are you doing? Good afternoon to you. I hope all is well. Yeah, just working too much, but apart from that, all good. Thank you for asking. Hope you are well. Set standard. set standard. That's not doing it. That's weird. Okay, so standard cross-check passing 152 now is checked. So radio navigation, that is this page here, so rat nav. And so what we do for departure to get rid of the auto tuning, so we want to make sure that auto tuning doesn't switch off any important VORs for us. We dial it in so that it's in manual, and then once we don't need it anymore, we clear it. So we see a clear rat nav, and that way everything's back to automatic. Yeah, it's so that it automatically tunes en route, correct. No, the trigger is passing 10,000 feet, so you don't have to say anything. Just like in real life, you just do the actions. Hey, Ted Barker, nice to see you. Well, I don't think the weather radar is actually working, no. I've not seen any returns. And so, I mean, it's on. Ground clutter suppression is off. So if I dial it down, you know, you should see a return, ground return now, but you don't see anything now. Yeah. So no, unfortunately not. Tilt doesn't work either. Okay, that's interesting. Hey, 777 Bob, how you doing? Nice to see you. And Ted, how are you doing? How are you doing? Fine. Yeah, it's just the same for us. So we don't say approach checklist until we're back below 10,000 feet height. And those two, so we've set QNH, but if you're in the US, obviously you set QNH a lot earlier. In Europe, quite often you will set QNH very late, which is kind of a bit of a nuisance. Let's say Amsterdam, you have a transition altitude of what, 3,000 or something, or 4,000, so really late. And so you've got to delay your approach checklist until you set QNH. Dialing down the sounds a bit so it's not too loud for you guys. Hope that's alright. Hey Maverick. Lilo, I don't know. For me personally, I mean, yeah, it would be nice to have weather radar, but I think there's other issues with that. For me personally, in the update, I would love to see an update regarding fuel flow and a bit of the drag model. But I've already heard that they didn't fix the fuel flow issue yet, which is, I find that is a bit sad, but that's just me. Bob, hey, how you doing? So Bob says, you said before, but why do German guys put call signs first? Well, no, I do it sometimes first, and then sometimes I read back clearance and then say my call sign last. It depends. Senshai, I'm using TAA right now. I'm not using DLSS. I haven't messed about with that yet. No Roomba, I have a button there on my Stream Deck. where I can increase, decrease the sounds of the sim. So when I'm inside, I dial up the sounds a bit, and before I go outside view, I try to dial it down now so that you guys don't get ears blown out. Yeah, but 777 Bob, so I don't know why. I guess they're being taught that way, but you can do both. You can put the call sign right at the beginning of your transmission or at the end. The important thing is that you say your call sign. How are you able to communicate with aircraft for checklist? I've got a little app. It's called FS2 Crew. And there you can actually have that checklist voice activated or button activated. One more question about the A320. Have you noticed the avail status when an engine is started on ECAM is missing? Is VHHX feature missing? No, actually it is there. So I've just seen it on engine start. It does show up, avail. And the real aircraft has it as well, yeah. Rumbo, are you seriously? Okay, so in the upcoming FENIX update there, apparently they rework the sounds. Cool, that'd be great. That'd be good. And Ted says, Grand Captain, thanks, work has been crazy this last week, but expect to ease it off, unlikely. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, for me, Ted, I've got to work until pretty much mid-November. So until then, unfortunately, it's going to be pretty crazy. That's an interesting ground texture. Well, I guess this region needs a bit of love as well. Well, that looks nicer. That looks better. Toussaint, no, I quit the tester team there because I just have not enough time to do all the testing there. Right now I have so little time. I'm away so much. I even have difficulties fitting in live streams at the moment, so. I'm sure you're all getting these silly telex messages regarding, is it Christchurch or something? And I don't know how to block that. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, of course, salad menu. You're flying one engine out airlines. Yeah, of course we have salad. Only salad. There's nothing else you can have here. Salad and smoothies. Fly 787, how are you doing? I saw a little Instagram video. Someone walking into the 787 flight deck, and at the back of the seat, of the pilot's seat, it has a switch. You can actually press it. It's very comfortable. You can move the seat electrically forward and aft. And the windows, the size of the windows on the 787 is amazing. So that's something I thought, well, and head-up display as well. That's something you play around with. But then again, this morning when I flew back from to Bremen, we were on an outside position, so I was sitting in the bus, and right next to us, the sun was rising, and that right next to us, they towed a 747, and I was like, boy, that the queen of the sky, it's something else. You just gotta love it. It's just, it's a tough decision. It really is. I would love to fly the 747 again, but the 787 also kind of, yeah, I'm intrigued to see how it flies like, you know. There's only one queen. Yes, of course, absolutely. I fully agree on that. If you choose a 787, you will not regret it. Interesting. Okay. Interesting quote there. I think I'm gonna let fortune decide. Whatever comes first, I'll take. And I'm excited about it. Absolutely. Yeah, A380. Let's not start this. Let's not go into this. And retirement is great. Yeah, I know, but people, if I talk about my retirement, people here get upset. So I'm going to stop talking about it. I think people are saying, how can you quit the best job in the world? So. If given the opportunity, 350 or 787, tough one, just go. Now the thing is this. Alright, this happened twice today now, it's okay. The A350 is a very nice aircraft as well. I'm sure that people flying it are very happy with it. But if you give me that choice, 787 or A350, I would choose the 787. Because in the end, the A350 is still Airbus. And I'm a bit tired of Airbus. We're flying Airbus now for, what, 12 years? 12 years? 10 years? No, 10 years. There we go, reconnected. So 10 years I've been flying the A320 series now. And yeah, I want to do something else again. I want to do something else. You flew the Embraer 190, which is a small version of the 787. Isn't somebody making an Embraer add-on for Microsoft Flight Sim? I wonder if that is any good. Polite box incoming. I'm always polite. What do you mean? Yeah, so fly 787, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm putting it this way. So I've had a fantastic career. And I'm really, really grateful for it. But I've been in this business for 30 years now, almost. So by the time I retire or have the chance to retire, I'll be in the business for 30 years. And like you, I feel like I want to go back to doing something else again. So choose a different path. I'll start, fly GA aircraft, and just stop having to be. Or just stopped being ordered around all the time. So someone telling me where I have to be at a certain time. And for me, having to shuttle to Frankfurt is just so tiring as well. And so that's why really that's the main motivation to pursue something else for the rest of my life. So I will miss it, yes, but mostly, I think what I'll miss is actually, yeah, the amazing people that I've been, that I've met over my lifetime as an airline pilot, and so it's been an honor. It's a really big pleasure. But again, flying wise, yeah, I just want to pursue another path again.
Good night, Black Box.
Fly Lilo, thanks for all the help. Good night to you. Take care. And a big shout out to Fly Lilo. If you don't know him yet, check out his YouTube channel and Twitch channel. Sorry, Twitch channel, not YouTube. Twitch. So Flight 77 says, did for 36 years, and while I miss the 787 and the people I work with, I don't miss anything else. Well, there we go. So I think we pretty much align our opinions there, Flight 787. Yeah, just go. I know, I'm not talking negatively about Airbus in any way. Don't get me wrong. Airbus makes great aircraft. It's just, if you have a choice, then, well, yeah, I always go with something where I have a change again. Which that's something that I really kind of look forward to. While the A350 is still like it's the Airbus philosophy, it still has pretty much the same autopilot functions, MCDU functions, etc., etc. So yeah, it's just being intrigued about doing something else again. It's interesting. So Fly 787, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I like how I actually hear someone here in chat saying that they understand what I'm saying. While I do understand, people who've not been able to become airline pilots and actually say, how can you stop being an airline pilot? And everybody else, it's their dream job, etc. Yeah, it's difficult to relate if you haven't been in this kind of work for 30 years or above. No, Bruno, I don't really want to have that. Exactly, Timo. And GA flying has become extremely exciting, in my opinion, because you can actually choose the level of automation, level of instrumentation as well. So you have some lovely old aircraft with, the normal six-pack. And then you have, if you really fancy it, you can have the G1000, whatever, all the Garmin stuff. It's your choice, really. So definitely, there's just so much, interesting stuff happening GA as well. Or can you go glider flying? Oh, that reminds me, guys, isn't that supposed to work now? Thermals in X-Plane 12. And what about Microsoft SU-10? Didn't they say thermals are going to be simulated? No, I mean the instrumentation six-pack. Yeah. What I find very, very fascinating is the fact that even though we have so many, kind of crises hit in such short succession, like COVID, now the war in Ukraine, and the inflation, economic slowdown. It's a wild ride at the moment for everyone, not just for aviation, but for everyone. But the interesting thing is that Boeing at least seems to be so optimistic about the growth rates going forward. So, talk about 2022 until 2041. And I was talking about this. Alone in Europe, they expect the need for 160,000 new pilots. That is a mind-boggling number. The US, I think it's the same, around 200,000. We're hearing even United calling out, was it 2,000 pilot next year? In 1 year? That's just unbelievable, these numbers. So it's still an exciting time to get in. It's just something that what has happened is it's become a lot more volatile, and that is something you have to be able to accept as a young person going into aviation right now. About 10, Brenold. An airline needs about 10 per month, or 10 pilots to keep it flying a month. So 10 captains, and I'm not sure if it's total. No, I think it's about 10 pilots in total, I think, per month. The thermal's going to be in SU-11. Okay, thanks, Real Deal. Yeah. Thanks, and Sunjam. Okay, thank you for the feedback. Hey, Nikki. Yeah, I'm blessed as well regarding my health. I don't have any major issues. Just the normal kind of stuff that happens when you start getting above 50. But knock on wood, my back is still in a good shape. I'm still good. You know, doing some good cardio training. All that is fine. That's not the issue. US between the big four is over 6,000 for next year, and you know there's not many coming from the military anymore. The regionals have issues. So yeah, the question really is, where do those 6,000 pilots come from? Amazing, incredible numbers, isn't it? Oh yeah, Chisco. I mean, that's fantastic features. Yeah, A350 dual engine failure, still have the autopilot working. Yeah, some cool stuff. Nicolas, pilot shortage will continue until the lower the costs. It's ridiculous pay. I know. That's something, Nicolas, where my argument comes from. I'm telling people, if they can, just wait one more year. The reason being is that you're going to see two things. One, the trend in the economy, if it really tanks by next year or if it's going to recover. Two, if demand for pilots remains that high as we're seeing right now, they will have to do something with incentives for young people to get into pilot training. Condor, for example, is one of the very few airlines in Germany right now that actually have ab initio training. So right from the start, no PPL whatsoever. No flying experience, right from the start, up initial training, including a contract for work, and I'm hearing 70,000 euros costs. So, yeah, exactly, DK, yeah. So definitely something, there's a trend already visible, and like you say, it's a normal economic kind of force for pilots as well. And we've seen it in the past, when demand just goes ballistic, airlines feel the need to do something and give out incentives. Is it really? So 90, okay, that's a number I haven't heard yet, DK. Because online, they didn't quote anything, so 94,000 euros. Okay, at least, DK, you get a contract, a work contract with Condor. So that's something, I would say that makes it fairly safe then. That's true, Bruno. That's true. But, like I said, Condor is a good company. They pay good wages. And in this case, MPL to start out with and then transfer that into an ATPL once you got the experience. Right now, the best time in my life to get into the airline, the demand for pilots will only help to improve work conditions and pay with contracts. Yeah, so, yeah, definitely. So, yeah, going forward, I would say the same. It's just a matter of, in Europe at least, it's a matter of seeing about the costs of training. I mean, the procedure in the US is different to what we have here in Europe. So here right now, you will not really find a flight school that offers training for less than 100,000 euros. And I'm talking about serious flight schools that are in contact with some major carriers. RJP, you worked for TCX for 10 years, and how did you like it? DK, you're planning 1 year to prepare work, another year, and then promote it, and then see. Yeah. That's a good plan. Is it really? So still, cool feedback. So it's about 150,000 Canadian dollars in Canada for the full. So we talked about same price range, right? Would you rather have to fly 20 more years or retire tomorrow morning? Oh, that's a tough one, Nicolas. That's a tough one because obviously at my age, I'm pushing 53 next month. So, you know, having the prospect of sitting in the flight deck until I'm 73, I don't know. I don't know if any first officer would really appreciate that. Okay, good to start with, but terrible for the last 2-3 years. Okay, it's interesting. Yeah, I know a lot of airlines have really gone the wrong way when it comes to work conditions, which is kind of a shame, really. Oh, interesting, Bob. So airlines in America has just unsuccessfully lobbied to have 1,500 hour rule changed to lower. Yeah, that's something I don't understand, Bob. We have in Germany or in Europe, we have ab initio training, and you get into the first officer seat with, let's say, 300 hours total time. That's props, and jet time pretty much 0. So, and it works. It's safe. So I don't know why. Yeah, they're sticking to that 1,500 hour rule in the US. Yeah, Captain Life. I know, but trust me, I have grey hair and. But still, I feel young, but yeah, I'm pushing 53. And he worked in that maintenance hangar in Manchester. Nice. Okay, yeah, I've taxied by that so often. Yeah, Tapechi. Oh, don't start that. No, Bernardo, I don't know. Maybe some other aircraft in the FENIX it doesn't work yet. I don't know. Maybe someone else can tell if they've tried it a fly-by-wire mod or some other aircraft. Can Asians work in Europe? Well, if they get the permits, for sure. No, it's not the update yet, Martin. No, unfortunately not. Yeah, cool. I told you guys that I had my 2 Czech flight simulator. It's a new, different training now. We call it evidence-based training. So full evidence-based training. But the first day really is already a Czech ride, really. But both days are being checked, and I had a really cool first officer. About 7 years of experience, and we just connected so well. So our communication was top notch. Both of us hand flying was top notch, and it was just such a blast to work through all the issues, all the problems that we got thrown at. So that was a fantastic simulator ride. Really cool. So that was because of Congress and the Colgan air crash in Buffalo. Okay, but yeah, but still, I mean, you would have to look not only at your own data, maybe in the US, but look worldwide and look at how, how, let's say, in Europe things are being done in that regard. And I'm sure that our accident rates are in no way worse than the rates in the US. So yeah, I guess if they were open-minded at some point, they would see the importance. You have your skill test. Anything to know? I'm not sure how your company does the tests, but it really, I like the new concept. So you can still fail your check ride. So there's so many things being graded, but the focus now is on all these different areas. And I'm talking about things like workload management, problem-solving, decision-making process, manual flying, use of automation, that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of things being graded, if you showed on the first day, if you show certain deficiencies, then on the second day, the training captain has the ability to choose scenarios to practice the skills that you've been lacking. So it's not a recheck on the second day, it's more a trying to improve on areas that you've shown weaknesses in. So that at the end of those 2 days simulator mission, you actually feel that you've improved, that you've learned something, and you've improved your skills. That's so the whole mentality has kind of shifted from just purely checking that you have the knowledge and the ability, more into the area of having certain topics that are being checked, and then focusing on important things like crew coordination concepts, communication, problem solving skills, workload management, those sort of things. Yeah, I mean, that's how sadly it just goes. Some of the things work still, yeah. Yeah, so Fly 787, someone on a YouTube channel has already quoted that. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Bob. Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? So, and the regional airlines, airlines are important for an economy as well, right? Serving all the smaller airports, so they being cut off is not really ideal. Yeah, so Fly 787, that is true as well. So we would call it failure policies, but that's a harsh word, really. But yes, you have the option then to get extra training instead of, we used to have the rule that if you failed your check ride in the simulator twice, there would be a hearing board, and only in kind of rare cases would they allow you to go through some training and then check again. Mostly you would actually lose your license and you'd be kicked out the company. That was kind of the big fear, and you can imagine the anxiety pilots had when they actually failed their first check ride going into the second check ride, because it was so harsh. Where you failed your first check ride, there was no extra training. A couple of days later, you would have your recheck, all right, and then you would have to make sure that you pass. And if you then failed again, which could happen easily if you're so nervous, and with the anxiety then of failing, you're kind of in a downward spiral, which is not good, is it? Hey, Squawk97, how are you doing? On ground, what are the conditions required to turn an engine anti-ice? Well, think of it this way. You always want to imagine conditions where icing can happen. So normally you would say, okay, so if it's below freezing, then you have water that may freeze and cause icing. Or it's snowing, or you have contamination on the taxiways, so snow, slush, ice, etc. Obviously, then that's a good point to switch on anti-ice. However, the rule actually states that if you have icing, if you have precipitation in any form, like standing water on the ramps, and temperatures below plus 10 degrees Celsius, that's when you switch on engine anti-ice, because of the fact that the engines suck in air and there is a low pressure being created in the engine intake area, and that's where then temperature drops, and you can actually have Fly 77, and then you can have actually icing happen as well. So anything below plus 10 degrees, so 10 degree plus and lower, and visible moisture on the ground, that's when you have that's when you should switch on the engine anti-ice. Yeah, Harry, how do you keep calm? So for me personally, Harry, it's routine. So let me just get my calculator out. So how many times have I been in a flight simulator? So without going and counting transitions, just plainly 4 simulator missions per year. So I've been in the business now for 27 years. So I've been in a full motion simulator check situation 108 times now. 108 times. So I personally, I've never, knock on wood, I've never failed a check. And while I'm not overconfident, I have a good confidence level because of my gradings in the past and the confirmation that what I'm doing, the way I'm doing it, my flying abilities have always been graded good. I've dropped the fear level, if you like. So I've never gone on the backside of that power curve, if you like. So I've been fortunate enough through studying and making sure that I am, trying to stay ahead of the curve. Yeah, so that's why I've always been fairly relaxed going into these check rides. There is, of course, there is always a bit of nervousness, right? I'm not super cool going into these check rides, but I'm confident. But there we go. That's kind of a balance that I've kept over the last, I would say, 15 years. Okay, so Captain Live, the thing is this. So on the ground, you have anti-ice fluid, which you can spray onto the wings. So, those de-icing vehicles, they spray a fluid onto the wings, fuselage if necessary, and the stabilizer. That has a certain hold over time, meaning it protects the aircraft when it's snowing, for example, or raining, or freezing rain, whatever. Although not freezing rain, but snow and that sort of stuff. It protects the aircraft airframe from new deposits being actually frozen then to the fuselage or the wings. So that's why you don't really need wing anti-ice on the ground, because you have other means of protecting the aircraft. Also, you have to realize that when you anti-ice the wings, you are blowing in hot bleed air. If you're in flight, you have cold air, right? So you would have, let's say, lower down, maybe not minus 45, but let's say minus 20 degrees, minus 15 degrees, cold air flowing around the wing. And so there's no risk of overheating these slat areas or the leading edges. While on the ground, when you don't have that cooling airflow, if you have the wing anti-ice run for long periods, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, you can get overheat conditions. And the bleed air trips off. There's a protection system to make sure that the slats don't get damaged from that bleed air. And then the valves close, and then you're stuck with the fact that if an overheat condition, then you can't use wing anti-ice. So then you can't depart, really. So that's why the wing anti-ice system is actually only used in flight. And in the A320, when you switch it on the ground, it has a 30-second test cycle, and then it closes the valves again. You can arm it, and the moment the aircraft lifts off, then it will automatically switch on the wing anti-ice. But again, on the ground, it's not really required. Yeah, so Captain Life, are we talking about Europe? Because in Europe, it is that grading 1 to 5, yeah. And they say that 4 is a fantastic score, while 5 is given very rarely, because 5 is a level, so that was quoted to me yesterday, 5 is a level where you can actually record that session or that part and use it as a instructional video. So if it's perfect, if you have not made a single mistake, and you can use that as a instruction video, then you would get 5. Well, that's a shame, though. I mean, 3, yes, 3. So 3 standard, right? You know, it's a good quote as well. But I don't see why they shouldn't go above 3. I mean, it does make sense, really. I mean, if you show good, a good performance, why wouldn't you use 4? Thank you, Hawk Driver, for the link. Interesting. That's an interesting link. Okay, I'll save that link and I'll read that later. Thanks, Hawk Driver. But I guess there's some discussion starting about it now, isn't it? So, Rusty, about 2 check rides. I can imagine that the pressure is immense on a pilot who failed once. It is. Yeah. Yeah. So personally, I've never met a pilot who would go into one of those check rides not being prepared. You would have mostly people that have kind of anxieties in these check conditions, but that is something you can, you know, talk about with the instructor. I'm just seeing some weird stuff happening here. Look at the... Right, that's not realistic. If that is a new simulation, wind gust simulation, I don't like it. Hey Aaron, how you doing? Oh, nice, yeah. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I mean, the grades 2 and 1 are the ones which obviously then are, you know, is something you have to worry about. I'm just trying to get my grade sheet from yesterday. I just want to see if there is a explanation regarding the grades. Right. I know. I'm actually surprised. I didn't check it completely yet, but wow. Okay, I've actually got really good grades yesterday. I'm not going to say which ones, but I'm actually really pleased with that. Yeah. So again, it's anxiety, obviously, and if you've done something wrong, or if you've made a mistake, which costs you dearly, then in the end. Yeah, of course you're going to have anxieties going forward, all right? Yeah, so Fly 787, that's the thing. For me personally, whatever I did, and especially I remember my command training, I never studied so hard in my life before. And the reason being is that I wanted to stay ahead of the curve. I really wanted to have the feeling I've done everything in my own power to make sure I pass that training. And then I know if I fail, if I'm not being upgraded to commander, then I did everything I could, and I'm just not the right person to become a commander. And so, weirdly enough, as I got the feedback, so I had so many different examiners or training captains. Obviously, that's a normal thing you go through. You don't have just a single trainer. In the simulator, you do, actually. So simulator, you have 1 or 2 trainers you stick with. And then when you go into the line training, you have pretty much every rotation, which is 3, 4, 5 day rotation. You have a different training captain. And you have 6, 7, 8, 9, depending on how many flights you need, rotations with training captains, and they always grade you. So every single rotation is graded, and you're getting so much feedback. And if you hear that you're doing well, and that they are pleased with the way you've prepared, And then you start building confidence. And it doesn't mean you know you're supposed to get cocky, but it means that you build your own self-confidence, and you start to relax. And I remember that some of the examiners or some of the training captains were actually pretty difficult to get along with. I had one which was extremely strict and extremely demanding, literally asking, you know, so many questions every day about all kinds of aspects, you know. And trust me, the amount of topics you need to cover are so huge. There's just so much stuff that you need to know as a captain. And of course, now after you have your routine, you know, there's a lot of things you just simply know, but that knowledge you had to learn in a very short time frame. And again, it was the hardest time in my life. Never ever had I spent so many hours per day going through books and, you know, rehearsing, doing chair flying. It was a lot. I remember I lost about 5 kilograms of weight in that time. It was about half a year of training. But in the end, I can tell you that also, the day that I got my 4 stripes, the day I got the handshake and the pat on the shoulder saying, "Well done, you're now a commander," that's a feeling I will never forget as well. That is amazing. That was such accomplishment. So all that hard work paid off in the end, and yeah, it opened the door for such an exciting new career path. Because as a first officer, you do an amazing amount of work, and you're so important as a first officer. Being the representative of the captain, and when he's not there, then literally you are the captain, although you're not named captain. But you know the responsibility you have, but also you have to support the captain, and you know, such an important job to do as well. But in the end, when you finally realize that you've made the jump and you passed, and now the door opened for you to become a commander, that is amazing. That is just a fantastic day in my life. And Fly 787, you've never had to retake a check run either. Okay, I know it's a good feeling, isn't it? But you know, it can happen. You can have a bad day. That's the thing. Yeah. Hey Sam, how you doing? You downloaded a new update, and every time I run up the sim, it crashes. Okay, so Sam, did you deactivate your community folder before you did the update? Because I can guarantee you, it'll be one of those add-ons which is not compatible with the new update. So really, what you would need to do is rename the community folder in some that community / or minus backup. Let Microsoft build a new community folder, and then just see if that works. If then, you know, without having any add-ons, if it still crashes. Even at a PPL level, instructor giving you confidence makes all the... Oh, absolutely, Sapphire Wave. I mean, that's something I admire the training captains for, is their ability to take on that person with his own personality, to bring him to the point where he is able to perform the duty, right, that's expected of him. And if an instructor can do that in motivating and, you know, kind of feeling that person, or make that person feel kind of welcomed and relaxed enough to perform at his absolute possible best, that's the kind of the sweet spot. So I admire those training captains that were able to do that. And if that's an environment where you're actually enjoying it as well, that's brilliant then. But again, I mean, their job is to train you, to bring you to that top level that is required. Oh, Arthur, I don't know. Arthur, it's one of those things. Obviously, it's a personality thing, isn't it? In hindsight, you can always say, "Oh, yeah, I don't know why I actually, was worried so much." But I mean, you don't know what is, you don't know how high that mountain peak is that you need to climb. So I'll picture it in a way. Imagine the mountain is high, but it's obscured by clouds. You don't see the top, right? So it's going to be a big climb. You just don't know how high it is in the end, how much work you had to put in to reach that top. Yeah, Rusty, I mean, I only hope that the person that comes into that situation after having failed one check ride, that when they do their recheck, that they actually get an instructor, obviously, that again that brings that perfect mix of calmness, of reassurance, so that the person having to do the recheck feels that he's able, without prejudice, just being able to do and perform at his maximum best. Because that's what really is fair to see. If you're performing your maximum best and you're not jumping the fence, if you like, if you're not really achieving what you're supposed to achieve, then obviously, well, then, like I said, then you maybe need to look at a different job. But anybody can have a bad day. And I know that a lot of things change when you have someone that is testing you and you feel extremely uncomfortable with that person. Is using the home sim to prepare for check rides common? There's Sandman. I would say I know a lot of people, I would say, well, not a lot, but I know some people that actually admit using a flight sim for their preparations. I've actually had a seminar not long ago where they actually focused, one of the focus areas was mental preparation. Hey Bella. Mental preparation, and I'll give you some insights on how we pilots train. So you've heard of the term chair flying, right? So what do we do while chair flying? So think of it this way. I'm sitting in my chair and I'm closing my eyes and I'm at the takeoff position, right? I'm taking off. I can feel pushing the thrust levers into the climb notch and then the flex MCT notch. I can feel the left hand putting some forward pressure on the flight stick. I can feel my feet adjusting the rudder pedals so to keep the nose straight. I can hear the engines rev up. All right. I can hear the first officer call out thrust set. Well, I've done my call outs, obviously. I can feel being pushed back into my seat. All right. I can feel the aircraft accelerating. All right. 100 knots checked. And bam! Right. An engine explodes. Fire warning. Stop! I can hear the bell ringing. I can feel the deceleration force while I slam in. I can feel the brakes going full maximum braking. I activate the reverse thrust. I hear the noise of the reverse. I feel the aircraft shudder, and we come to a stop. Right. I reach down, set the parking brake. I look at my first officer, and I expect him to do the call to ATC. Right, stopping, requesting fire assistance immediately. And I do my call, attention crew on station, attention crew on station. I look at the ECAM, I see a fire warning, I check the lights on overhead panel, I confirm it's a fire, and so on, right? You understand? I'm like not only going through chair flying in a sense, All right, takeoff, 100 knots, check, yeah, and air thrust. Okay, being air thrust idle. I was going to brake. So I'm actually, what I'm doing chair flying is I'm actually visualizing everything. I'm visualizing not only the pure actions I'm performing. I'm actually feeling the acceleration. I'm hearing the sounds. I feel the, you know, the surrounding. So I take all that in, and that's how I do chair flying. That's how I've been taught how to do chair flying. Why the emotion in that? Because that's exactly what you're going to be hit with when you actually have that situation in real life. So in order to not go into a startle effect where you actually are unable to perform your duties, right? You're staying on top. You're expecting it. So you're not surprised by that deceleration force and that sort of stuff, right? So when you're using a PC flight simulator, there are certain aspects missing, what I've just been talking about, right? But there are certain aspects here in these really, really well-made flight simulators that allow you to train certain things. And so I would see it more as a procedure trainer, where I have certain checklists, and you know, I can deal with certain issues. I can practice going through the checklists, you know, in real time. I can kind of practice what I need to look, you know, what's my pre-planning, the debriefings, that sort of stuff. But when it comes to the pure chair flying, when it comes to the proper preparation to avoid starting effect, that's when you do that chair flying. And just like I mentioned, I go through exactly those things. And I talked about the big bird that almost hit our left engine a couple of days ago. When I saw that situation unfold, that bird just crossing just below my left side in the rotation, I was actually ready. I was not shocked, but I was ready for the engine to fail. And I remember I was actually super calm about it, because I was confident. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I knew the aircraft type. I knew the pitch value I would put the aircraft into. I would know that I need to remember to put the gear up.
Welcome aboard the Captain
that sort of stuff.
Twitch channel
So yeah,
experience.
trying to avoid that starting effect.
Could new
Hey
subscribers
Bella,
please
hello.
make
How you
your
doing,
way
Bella?
to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and
No,
premium
so
flight
Maxime.
entertainment will be
Hey
served.
Christian, thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Big thank you, Christian, for the 16 months here. Christian, how are you doing? Nice to see you again. Hey, right, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing fine. What are your impressions of the update so far? Update is fine. It's running smoothly. Oops. So it's running smoothly. The clouds look much better, in my opinion. Textures are nice and crisp and sharp. Regarding performance, I don't know. I need to do more testing. So FPS-wise, I did some testing prior to the stream, and there wasn't much of an improvement. But other people will tell you differently, depending on your hardware setup. Maxime, so you asked, is sim used for training in real life configured the same way as the aircraft in your fleet? Yes, so those level D simulators, Maxime, yes. They are representing a certain aircraft generation, I'll put it this way. So Neo, or yesterday, for example, I had a 321 100 series. So with the EIS-1, for example. We have aircraft that represent Sharklet version, you know, that sort of EIS-2, etc., etc. So yeah, definitely they are exactly like the aircraft we have. Well, not 100%, because some of them have, let's say, auto TCAS, which the real aircraft wouldn't have. But in principle, yeah, it does represent the real aircraft. Oh, the Sandman, absolutely, yeah. So chair flying is useful in many different areas, yeah. I have not tried the FENIX update yet, no. So I think the FENIX update is still not out, no. Right, so what we're going to do, guys, I did say we do want to do a failure. And what we're going to do is... configure, there we go. So we are going to fail both MCDUs. It's something. I actually had one MCDU fail a couple of months ago, so it's not completely out of the ordinary. But I mean, having both, both MCDUs fail is a tough luck. That is tough. But right, so 2 minutes, both of those will fail. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and have a look at the Victor Hotel, because we don't have, the airport doesn't exist anymore, Kai Tak, so we can't get weather for that. But we can get weather from the new airport, which is close by. And there we have 28 degrees. QNH is 1011. The wind is 060 at 9. That's interesting. And the minimums would check. Oh, I need to get the charts out for that. Hey, it's good. So you're driving an RB523 train, which doesn't mean anything to me, but I'm sure it's a lovely train. Yeah, nice. Nice to see people enjoy different sims as well. Do you like X-Plane 12? No, so at the moment, Nicolas, for me, it's just too stuttery. And as I'm seeing other streamers as well, and they have the same issues. So I don't know. It's not for me at the moment, though. I'm waiting for some updates and some improvements. Oh, there we go. I've got some charts here. So let's have a look here.
Good night, Black Box.
Richro, good night to you. Take care. Stay safe. So we got some charts. Look at that. So that's departure. Do we have arrival charts? Yeah, there we are. Stars. So, oops. So we are arriving. I think it was No Man, wasn't it? Let's just check here. Hello, Shalom. How you doing? Yeah, we're coming via No Man. I'm pretty sure about that. Hello? Hello? Oh no! Look at that! Fail. Fail. So both MCDs have failed. Oh dear. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so yeah, it says fail in here. So I just tried to type in something or actually get a flight plan page up. No, it's not working anymore. Oh no. Right, what do the flight plans say then? Surprise. I know it's not really a surprise, but still, you get the point. Yeah, we're coming by No Man. So that's from No Man, the fix, to Chengdao VOR. So that's Chengdao, 12.3. So how do we? What do we do? Yes. So Bruno's already up. So let CB reset. So we have a reset checklist. So system reset, where we can actually search for the circuit breakers. And it's under NAF, isn't it? Oh, here comes the lovely. Pastime of trying to find the. There we go, MCD2. So pull that, make it completely powerless, and then try find it again. Put it back in. Yeah, that's back in, and oh dear. Hang on. No. Unfortunately not. Right. So let's actually say it's not just frozen. So let's actually say that it's completely busted. So it's black. So let's go here as well. Oh, there we go. MCD1. Right, so completely black displays. Right, so how would you do that? What do we do now? How can we can't enter anything into the RatNav. Right, so how do we navigate now? Right. Well, we've got backup tuning, so we can go into here. There's a covered button there. Raise the cover, press nav, do that on both sides, nav, and now actually dial in the VOR. So I select VOR, and it gives me now the option to set a frequency. So let's put 12.3. And that can also dial in a course. Now the course is actually 313 degrees. I know that from my chart that I've just picked up. Right, that means circuit breaker popped for sure. There we go, tripped. Yeah, we've seen it. Good. So now look at that. Charlie Hotel, 101 mile. And I can see that if I want to fly that, all right, clear CV. That radial, well, that doesn't show up as a line though, unfortunately, so that's interesting. Pretty sure that should be okay. Anyways, we have to be at Charlie Hotel at an altitude of I would say 6,000 feet. No, 8,000 initial, it says here. So Charlie Hotel initial 8,000. So 8,000 feet it is. That's 28,000 feet to lose. That's about 80 miles, 85 miles. So yeah, we can start our descent down now. So let's say 8,000. So what do you say? Managed descent? Is that still possible or not? It should not be really, because obviously all the VNAV data is missing. Right, I'd pretty assume that even though it does have a backup system for the nav routing, I'm pretty sure it would not accept a managed descent in this configuration. Yeah, so we're going to do open descent, all right? Open descent, thrust idle, and we got 8-0 right now. So is there anything we can set on the other set? Let's have a look. So we've got a localizer we need to set later on. We could set an ADF on number 2 for the approach. So let's try this one, 268. So same principle, we go ADF, we'll dial in 268. And then put this back to ARC mode, put this to ADF, and voila, we actually have an ADF as well. Where's my needle gone? Huh? Okay, that's interesting. So I have a DME. Is that not? No, it says VUR DME 12.3. Not sure why I'm not receiving that. Tango Hotel. Okay, so Tango Hotel is something we need right now to go on that. Also, now that's a shame. I don't know why it's not showing up as a VOR DME. No, so Yeah, the FMGC is still in parts alive, but it's not being fed from the MCDU normally. If that fails, you don't get any info with weather, elevation, etc., etc. So there's something else we need to do, because the pressure controller, cabin pressure controller, doesn't receive any data now from the FMS normally. So you would have to set the elevation manually, pretty much to what it's set as sea level. So we put that to pretty much 0. And that's minus 250 at the moment. That's 250, so somewhere in between there. At sea level, there we go. All right, that's fine. We'll use the ADF needle there, so we know that we're on the right path. Also, I'm going to use heading now. I'm not going to use nav mode anymore. Yeah, I don't know exactly how the FENIX simulates the failure, but again, normally if that blacks out completely, there is no data. So the FMGC cannot pull any data from the FMS or the MCDU. So really, the new aircraft have a memory. Oh my god. We have control. Oh no. We have control. That's pretty amazing. 19.1. Right. Right, it's going to complicate things now. Well, not Mayday, but it's going to make it a lot more interesting, that's for sure. 19.1. Yes, it has a memory function. New aircraft, it will store your routing. You cannot change anything anymore, but the routing that you had inserted prior to the failure would still be there. So you can use the 40-mile nav range mode to display the routing. Hong Kong approach. Good evening from Windmill, Oscar Echo Oscar 711. How do you read?
Windmill 711, Hong Kong approach. Hello. I don't have a flight plan for you. Could you please fire a flight plan?
Oh dear. Okay, I will do so. Hang on. Test, test, test. Who missed my flight plan? For crying out loud. You had one job to do. One job. Where's my dispatcher?
Windmill 711, I have your flight plan now.
Oh.
Squawk 5237.
Squawk 5237, Windmill 711. Thank you. So let's see, we've got 50 miles, 8,000 feet. We're still doing all right. We're still doing all right on the descent.
Windmill 711, radar identified. Flight track information alpha now current. Expect IGS 13, descend 8,000 feet, QNH 1011.
Descending 8,000, QNH 1011, expecting the IGS 13 into Kai Tak. Thank you so much. And be aware, we are unable RNAV. We have backup navigation, so we're proceeding right now to Charlie Hotel.
Windmill 711, copy. Thank you.
Yeah, I've not had a failure in the sim for ages, so I am not 100% sure regarding the managed modes. Actually, let me just pull up one of my documents, and I will get to the ground of that. All right. So one cool thing is, so that box here, this box will select VOR or the navigation set 1. This side does ADF or the VOR 2. If you set a localizer frequency, it'll transfer automatically. So the localizer ILS will be tuned on both sides. All right, it doesn't matter which side you tune it on. That is synchronized and anything else is not. So let's have a quick look if I find that document.
Tech approach, very good evening. This is Orange 5 Yankee. Tui 52 Yankee, Hong Kong approach, hello. Regression. Confirm that you are simulating an emergency. Hey, from Orange 5 Yankee. Orange 52 Yankee, say your nature of the emergency.
Oh, he's also got an emergency. Oh no, what is he doing?
We got a engine failure.
Oh no!
Orange 5 Yankee,
Oh my god, no! He's got engine failure. Are you kidding me?
Orange 5 Yankee, that's fine. You can expect the IGS 13, and for now, descend flight level 130. We're descending flight level 130. We're getting busy. I see. Orange 5 Yankee.
All right, cool. Let's concentrate on approach. So how are we going to fly the approach then? So what we're going to do, we're going to try to fly this pretty much standard.
Hello, Hong Kong approach. This
So,
is Nippon
Charlie Tail,
263,
outbound 270 to 7 miles. Then we go to
On the Apollo 2263.
Sierra Lima, and then we intercept the localizer,
11.9.
11.9. So inbound 088 degrees, 3.1 degree profile. And
Roger.
yeah, we'll fly that with flight path angle.
53, score 5255.
That's the simplest way. And the minimum is, oops, the minimum is going to be, let's see, do we have any charts for that? Decision height, where's my decision height? Transition level.
Good night, black box.
Good night, Altrico, no worries. Gracias,
On
senor.
Apollo 2263, radar identified. Kaitac information alpha. Expect IGS 13. Descend flight level 150.
He probably did not expect it to get so busy. No minimum there either. Where are my minimums?
Roger, this is AMA 263 descending to 150.
Oh, there we go.
On 2263, state indicator.
IGS. Glad to know. 700, that's our minimum then.
Hello, this is AMA 263, 0.6.
So 700 is our minimum.
Mark.
We can't dial it in this way, so we've got to remember it.
Indicator SB.
For the approach speeds, now there is tables obviously in our performance section where we look at that gross weight and then get our approach speed. So I will look into landing performance,
270.
operating speeds,
Roger.
A320,
Orange 52 Yankee, say indicator SB.
and so I can see that for how many?
Confirm 220 knots.
65. That's a really heavy stuff. So 65 tons.
On the
We
Apollo
have
2263, maintain speed.
we have a
220 knots or less.
VLS config full of 135. So 140. I'll note it down. 135, 140 is the approach speed later on. Yeah, we lost both MCDUs here, so currently. So unfortunately, I don't have the needle for that, which is kind of weird. I have a beacon. Right, I need to send a bit quicker. So, sec
Window
unit
711 from Charlie Hotel, cleared IGS 13 before established.
from Charlie Tail, clear the IGS 13. I call established, windmill 711. Right, so as expected, from there we do get the clearance. Now I'm going to put Charlie Hotel on this side as well. So 12.3. Don't need any course on that. Yeah, it doesn't show any. Okay, that's fine. Right. And here we're going to set the 111.9 for the localizer, for the IGS. And the inbound course is going to be 088.
On upon 2263 for sequencing. Turn left heading 260.
Roger, ANA 263, turning left 260.
So where are we? Oh, there we go. Look at
Orange
that.
52 Yankee, descend 8,000 feet.
Oh,
QNH
yes,
1011.
please. So there's Kai Tak.
8,000 feet, 10115.
Right, to reduce the workload, let's do the approach checklist right now. Approach checklist, we've got Barbara Ref, QNH 1011 set. Seatbelts on.
Good night.
Minimum
Black box.
700 feet. Auto brake, we'll use low. And engine mode selector is normal approach. Voyager, good night. Yeah, I have to go soon as well. So after landing, hopefully a successful landing will. I'll need to head off as well. Right, 270 is set. Right, let's put the flight director off. Bird is on. So 8,000. Now we can go down to 6,000. I'm going to start reducing the speed. And 7 miles will turn right again. Just a slight correction there. So, right of the VUR at the moment. So here we've got the info, 3 miles. And we can't do managed speed now, so here comes flaps 1, speed is checked, flaps 1. Down to 6,000 feet, come on. Need to send.
On upon 2263, resume navigation, proceed direct Charlie Hotel, descend flight level 110.
We're still
Roger,
really heavy.
ANA 263, continue on O navigation via Charlie, the Charlie Hotel, and descend to flight level 110.
Flaps 2, speed is checked, flaps 2, and right we go. 6.5 almost, 7. Yeah, we don't overshoot too far here. So let's go directly towards that beacon. Outstart, up 6,000 of speed. Let's do thrust idle, up descend, slow down a bit more. That's a shame. I haven't got the new airport installed, looks like. So from Sierra Lima outbound, it's going to be 045. And let's have a look. Do we have indications?
On upon 2263, proceed direct Charlie Hotel.
Right, we do. But it should be Kilo Lima outstart.
Charlie Hotel.
Yeah, that's 11.9. It's a shame. Am I too far out? Because why is that? Hang on, why is that not showing correctly? Oh, LS. I'm silly. Hang on. That's why. Got some time. And 088.
Sorry about that approach. The plane decided it didn't want to turn right. That was all.
Yep, that's fine.
Now that's how pros. Oh, shut up! Right, lock star, lock blue. Right, 4,500. Down we go. It actually has glide stim indication, so that's all right. 045 for the intercept.
And on upon 2263, return normal speed.
Roger, approach, ANA 263, 2263.
So Kilo Lima now
with
correctly
normal speed.
identified. Good God. That was a close one. Here we go, localizers coming in. Lock star. I'm going to do this with flight path angle here. So. And we're going to dial it down to 700 initially. So we said 140 for this for the approach speed later on. I'm going to put 150 here. So getting slightly low, tracking inbound, and the windmill 711 is inbound on the IGS.
Windmill 711, roger. Surface wind 0 degrees, now knots, runway 13, clear to land.
13, cleared land. Thank you, windmill 711. So I need to correct a little bit. There are already the lead-in lights. I'm not sure about the coloring here. I'm not too happy with that right now, but it should get better as we get closer. There we go. It's got some. Maybe I need to increase LOD a bit more than. Right, cool. I want to set for the missed approach Tango Hotel on number 2. So VUR, that is 15.5. There we go. So that's for the missed approach.
Orange 52 Yankee from Charlie Hotel,
What is
cleared
going on?
IGS 13 before established.
Charlie Hotel, clear to IGS.
Lol.
Orange 5 Yankee.
Right, gear down. Flaps 3, speed check flaps 3. I have a feeling that wind turbulence is a bit too much again.
8,000 feet, QNH 1011.
Roger, this is ANA 263, descending to 8,000, QNH 011.
So about 9 miles, 27, so that looks alright. Oh, disregard. Alright, flaps full, speed check, flaps full, speed 140. Although let's put this no, 140 looks good. Looks good. VLS is 135, so that looks alright. Let's put 5 knots above VLS. Happy with that, cool. Just waiting for the landing checklist, and then we get to continue. Right, so now we can see some of these buildings. We'll go manual thrust. So currently about 6 miles, 1,800 feet. Looks good still. On path. I would imagine back when the airport was still open, there wouldn't be such high buildings there. I don't think that would really be possible. There we go. Yeah, I'm looking for that checkerboard. Where is it?
On upon 2263 from Charlie Hotel, clears IGS-13, report service.
Roger, this is ANA 263. Will acknowledge.
Oh, there it
when
is.
I
That's
establish on the
checkerboard.
IGS.
So that's what we would aim for. That's where the localizer was located. Right, let's go. Put this.
1,000.
1,000 is checked. 6,000 there. Right, so 3 miles, 2.5. We should be alright with the path. And then we got the lead-in lights there to help us. There's the checkerboard. That is a bit weird to fly around these tall buildings here. GG. Right, I can see 2 red, 2 white. We're not doing too badly. It's a very heavy aircraft. And now we need to just make sure that we don't overshoot. Just a little bit high. We're fighting a little bit the wind turbulence. A little slow on the speed. Come on. It's heavy aircraft. Stabilizer motion. Careful now with the send rate. Try and get
100.
back on the path. 100 is checked.
100.
Not bad.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Come on. There we go. Another nice landing. Let's get back on center line.
On 2263.
Spoilers, reverse green, decel.
Alright. Roger.
brakes.
On the approach. ANA 263. Slowing down to 180 knot.
Right, manual. Close the reverser. Locate next to the left here. Wow, it's a heavy aircraft. I can feel the 65 tons there. Wow. But looking at the scenery, I mean, apart from the high towers there and the approach.
Windmill 711, welcome to Kai-Tak. Safe preference.
Thank you much, Windmill 711. If you could put me somewhere at the main terminal, that would be great.
Windmill 711, roger. Taxi via Bravo 1, Delta 3, South choice.
Okay, understood. Bravo 1, just going to Sierra 3 and the stand of our choice, Windmill 711.
Yep, it's Bravo 1 and Delta 3.
Delta 3, thank you so much later on. Okay, Windmill 711, thanks for the ATC, fantastic. Alright, so it's freeware. I mean, that was scary. Well, imagine doing that now in a proper, 747, which we don't quite have yet. I know we have the Salty 747, I think it's called, but it's not that good, I think so. Maybe one day, PMDG 747. Yeah, Fly 787. Thanks for all the cool feedback and the interaction. Thanks so much. And yeah, FMC failure duel, of course. Yeah, that will be a good scenario as well. Yeah. I don't know whether the Concorde Bravo 1. Oh, hang on, Bravo 1, Bravo 4. So Delta 3 later on. So again, it's a beautiful freeware scenery. I really like it.
On upon 2263, further reduce speed to final approach speed.
Roger. This is ANA 263, dropping down to the final approach, please.
Orange 52 Yankee, surface wind 070 degrees, 8 knots, runway 13, clear to land.
Clear to land 1Q, Orange 52.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So
Hello,
I'm just saying that
Hong Kong approach.
it's actually
This is
a really nice scenery.
All Nippon 263 now has the IGS.
Nippon 2263, roger. Continue approach.
So who was the
number
one
two,
having the
traffic
engine
ahead.
failure?
Roger, I will slow down. I'll be once I pass over the.
Yes, we do.
contact,
So DJ,
the new
obviously,
airport, I'll be flying on manual
VATSIM
for
and
the
flight
rest of
simulation
the
is a bit
flight.
different. So when it comes to flight simulation, you can indeed still fly here. Yeah. Right. There's Delta 3. Fantastic. Giftswerk, I'm waiting for a course assignment, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen, if it's going to be 787 first or the 747. It is from flightsim.to. It's Ali something. So if you go to flightsim.to, search for Kaitak, and it's from Ali something. That's the one I've got here. Even got jetways. Very nice.
Orange 52 Yankee, if possible, after landing, expedite the gate.
Copy that, Orange 52.
Thank you.
Is the orange will have the
Nippon
engine
2263,
engine
expect late
failure,
landing
correct?
clearance.
Oh. And just check here on the outside.
Roger, that's approach. 2263, expect late clearance through landing.
No, it's not there quite yet, so let me just park. Man, it's also got nice texture. It's really well done. I'm actually really surprised. Right, so where is the... Oh, there he is. I can see him there. Ooh, nice. Okay, almost there. So let me just switch off the engines. So look at the amount of detail you get with this airport. I am actually really surprised. That is really nice. I tell you what, let's pretend there was a rooftop bar, I think, or somewhere, or at least a rooftop where people would be sitting to watch the approach. Where would that be? Would that be here? Yes, let's see. Let's pretend we're here on the rooftop. Oh, yeah. So imagine now we've got a nice cold drink in our hands. Oh, yeah, Nikki, imagine doing that at night time. Ay, caramba. Cassiopeia. Right, that's a gentleman with the engine failure, correct? I would say it just seems a bit high. Yeah, he's going around, isn't he? Oh yeah, he is.
Orange 5 to Yankees going around. I don't think I'm gonna make it with one engine, so if I can divert, it will be great.
Yeah, good
Orange
decision.
5 to Yankee, roger, for dynamic approach.
That's a wise decision. I mean, single engine.
On upon 2263, surface wind 070 degrees 8 knots, runway 13, clear to land.
Yeah, good decision to decide to land somewhere else. I quite like that. I respect
Thank you
people.
very much. Approach. ANA 263,
that
clear
use,
for landing.
proper procedures in a flight sim, and make sensible decisions, and
Orange
not
5 to
force a
Yankee,
landing.
Figure.
So well done on that. I mean, this approach is tough to fly with all engines. Yeah, it's on VATSIM, yeah. So we're really, really lucky that we had control today. So a big thank you to the controller here. That's really kind.
Orange 5 to Yankee, would you like to divert to Hong Kong?
Yes, please, 105, I think.
Orange 5 to Yankee, roger, fly runway heading, climb 5,000 feet, and you can expect factories for the ILS 0 right at Hong Kong.
5,000 feet, runway heading, and...
No, so Kingping, it's from flightsim.to. It's a freeware scenery. Yeah, I remember him. He was flying along from Manila. Nice. Thanks for joining. GG. Come on. You can do it. Nice. Yeah. A little bit bank touching down, but ooh, a little bit sliding going on there, but good to recover. Good recovery. Good to recover. Okay, so he's safe. Well done. All right, big round of applause for that. Nice. Right, so yeah, maybe I've gotten interested in getting this freeware add-on, and as always, I think the developer would appreciate a coffee. So lovely freeware add-on, and it's exciting to come into Kai Tak, and then that one day maybe with larger aircraft as well. Right, my dear friends, today's stream comes to an end. About to reach just before midnight now. Big thank you
approach. This is ANA 263.
again for all the support.
Kai Tak Airport, going to gate.
Nikki, again, thank you so much for the support. Thanks for the kind words.
Welcome to Kai Tak. Please stand preference.
I'll try gate 3 if I can, at the main terminal.
I don't think so. I would not that. So Sim Caesar again, big shout out.
Number 3.
Big shout out, Sim Caesar. Thank you so much again for the amazing support, Sim Caesar. When are you streaming next, Caesar?
Roger that. Hong Kong approach.
Rusty, as well to you. Thank you so much for your support. My dear moderators, thank you so much. Bruno, thanks again for doing controlling today in Lisbon. Thank you so much. And yeah, next Tuesday is the next plan. Again, if anybody wants to fly along next week, we're trying to arrange a VATSIM event. A VATSIM event from. But we're going to go. I don't know where we're going to take off from, but we're going to go to Napoli. So. Oh wow! No, Sim Caesar. No. Okay. I hope I can. I'm going to be working all day tomorrow, Sim Caesar, but I hope I can maybe join in. What time are you starting? So Sim Caesar's having his 5-year anniversary. Wow, you're already streaming so long as well. My God. So please make sure to check out Sim Caesar's channel. His big 5-year anniversary stream tomorrow. That's amazing. Ted Barker, good night to you. And Runa, good night as well. Krista. Well, have a look at the replay then, Krista, or the video on demand. 2300. Okay, I will try Sim Caesar. No promises, but I try to hop in. Okay, thank you so much again. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you soon. Good night, everyone.